this is your astrology forecast for January 2016. Thank you for joining me. It's really nice to be with you today. A couple of things coming up for you this month. The first of which is that your 6th house sees a lot of activity. So you've got Mercury, Pluto, the Moon, and your midheaven all sitting in Capricorn in your 6th house, which means that there's going to be a strong focus on your day-to-day routine, what you're working on, and really whether that's suitable for you. The Sun represents your identity, and your identity is very much focused on you as the worker, you as the person who produces, who makes, who does. Pluto is change, it's death and rebirth, and in mythology Pluto is seen as Hades, so the ruler of the underworld. So Hades used to come up to planet Earth, cause trouble, and then go back down again, and that's kind of what Pluto is doing here in your 6th house as well. It's asking you to look at your day-to-day routine and to see whether that's suitable for you, whether you're happy with it, especially in conjunction with your working life. So you're going to be asking yourself these tough questions at the beginning of the month. The two of them, the Sun and Pluto, they move closer together, and by the 6th of January they'll both be at 15 degrees, so they'll be completely conjunct. So you'll notice that this feeling gets stronger and stronger and stronger as the month goes on, and then they move away from each other and they break that connection on the 17th of January. So have a look at that for the first 17 days of January. You'll be feeling that anyway, and if you do want to make any changes, know that you can work on those and you can take practical action. The truth of it is that anything you decide, if you are happy with the day-to-day routine and you don't need to make any changes, ultimately what this wants you to do is to ask the question, to get clear on it, and then to put all of your energy into actually doing. So if you can decide very quickly, that's going to serve you the best. On the 2nd of January, Mercury goes into Aquarius, and that is right on top of your descendant in the 7th house. So you will start to communicate in a way that's very much kind of innovative in terms of your relationship. You will be very optimistic when it comes to your working relationships, to your romantic relationships, and this is a wonderful time for romance for you. On the 3rd of January, a T-square appears in the chart, and that's an area or a placement of real friction and energy. It's between your rising sign in Aries and your Mars and your Moon in Libra in the 3rd house. So you will be very much driven to explore new things, to learn new things, to discover new areas, places in the world, new cultures, new concepts, new skills, and that'll be opposed by your need to kind of speak in a way that's harmonious and acceptable to other people. You'll feel a very strong responsibility to keep the peace and to be fair and to have harmony in your life, but on the other hand, you just want to do things for yourself. The way to manage this is to focus on your relationships and to kind of innovate new ideas and to explore in conjunction with other people. So you'll notice that certain people are very willing to come along with you on your path of discovery, and some people won't be having any of it. So it might be a little bit difficult when you come up against certain people saying no to you, but it's a great time for seeing who your real friends, who your good relationships are, the people you can rely on to move forward with you, because they'll be as enthusiastic as you are around this time of the year. So Mars goes into Scorpio on the 4th of January, and it crosses over your IC into your 4th house. So you really feel a very strong sense of desire to control and to kind of connect with people in your family life. Okay, you will feel very much a part of your family, but also you will be quite intense now with these energies, and there might be a sense of frustration. The way I would suggest you handle this is you focus more on work and being productive around the 4th of January, rather than in engaging in meaningless conflict with family that doesn't even have any benefit to it. Conflict can be helpful if it affects change, but what I see here is that you're in the mood to kind of pick a fight with family members for no real reason. So avoid that at all costs. On the 6th of January, Mercury goes retrograde in your 7th house. So this innovation, this great connection that you have with certain people, that kind of drops off now. And when Mercury goes retrograde, communication sometimes becomes more stifled and difficult. And you may notice, Leo, that people don't understand you as clearly as you would like, and that you get a little bit frustrated when people don't kind of get what you're trying to communicate. Again, don't get frustrated around that, and that also highlights that Mars energy in your family sector. Don't give too much kind of credence to other people and them not understanding you, because it could frustrate you a little bit. So just be very clear, don't expect too much, and just kind of focus on your own thing and what you can control. Mercury is in retrograde until the 25th of January. Also on this day, the 6th, Neptune starts to square the moon. Oh, and the moon here, this is a wonderful time for you, despite this Mercury retrograde. This is a wonderful time to focus on the feelings and love and romance. You know, that's its own kind of communication. The moon is very certain of where it's going in that sense. It's in Sagittarius, it has a lot of faith, it has a lot of optimism associated with it. Venus and Saturn are also both in your 5th house of romance and children at this time of the month. And you're very, very hopeful for the future, especially when it comes to romance. And they square Neptune and Chiron in your 8th house, which is about intimacy and which is about love. And that's in water, Pisces, the water planet Neptune. So you're really going to be feeling romantic around this time of the month as well. So if you can shift from general communication to a sense of romantic connections, then focus on the romance. Kind of think that Valentine's Day has come a little bit early for you this month. On the 8th of January, there's a connection between Jupiter and the North Node, and they start to square the moon. The moon is still in Sagittarius in your 5th house, a real sense of ease and comfort around romantic relationships, but because the moon connects with Jupiter, the lucky planet, means that in a practical way, any actions you take around romance, asking someone out on a date, making a commitment to someone in a practical way, deciding to move into someone, proposing marriage, this is the best day to do that, the 8th of January. It will have a positive, practical outcome for you. On the 9th, Mercury, still in retrograde, now retrogrades back into the 6th house and changes sign into Capricorn. So really, the focus of this retrograde Mercury is now your day-to-day routine, and that gets put back under the microscope. Are you happy with it? You thought you'd tick that box, you thought you were done with it. The question reappears on the 9th of January. And on the 10th, the new moon occurs in your 6th house. So the new moon is when the moon is totally black. It pulls in new energy, and it pulls in Capricorn energy, drive, ambition, the desire to work, the desire to be successful, the desire to achieve. Plant some seeds set some goals. What do you want to achieve in your working life? How do you want your day-to-day routine to look? You know, in a couple of years, do you want to work 5 hours a day instead of 9? Do you want to have some awards for your achievement? Do you want to work in a different country? Where do you see yourself? Plant some seeds of intention. The focus is different, and you can alter the way your day-to-day life looks. If you're not happy with it, make those changes. And you've really got 3 days to look at that, because that's the strongest energy that I see in the chart between the 10th and the 13th. On the 13th, this energy connects via three trines rather, to create a grand trine, which is an area of ease and real talent. That connects that focus on the day-to-day routine, combined with good luck in your practical life, taking good practical actions, and then your rising sign is in Taurus. You've got a knack for making money. You've got a knack for taking your career to the place you want it to go. You can almost smell success. You're like a pig discovering these truffles here. And you've really got your finger on the pulse of what the next right step is to take in your career, to make more money, to make your working life better. And it's almost like your intuition is totally geared on discovering the best way forward for you in this aspect of your life. Best time for it is the 13th of January, but that grand trine remains until the 21st. So this is a week, 8 days really, where you can really make massively positive changes to your working life. 2, 3 thumbs up if I had 3. This is really good. Amidst all of this energy, on the 15th of January, another T-square appears, which is friction and energy, connects your Jupiter and your Chiron, and peaks with this Venus in your 5th house again. The practical actions you take when it comes to romance will be positive in such a way that they actually make up for past disappointments. So if you've always been rejected, if you've not been very lucky in love, and you carry that wound like a medal around your neck, then try again today. The positive response will make up for past disappointments. Mars opposes the Moon on the 17th of January, and the Moon is now right on top of your chart in Taurus, very comfortable and easy at work. And again, the sense of frustration is, if there is a sense of frustration about you, it will be focused on and it will live in your family sector. Okay, so for you, it's very important to focus as much as you can on work this month. I don't really see you making any particular inroads with family issues, and I don't really see that there are particular issues. It's a lot of it is going on inside of your head, and it's literally about picking a fight. So that's really, really strong. On the 18th of January, a kite appears in your chart. A kite is a grand trine with 2 sextiles, a triangle of harmony as I call it, on top of one of the sides of the trine, and it creates a kite. And a kite is a symbol of hope, and it's something that can fly and can, soar in the air and really be a success and a victory. And this has to do with one of your dreams being realized when it comes to your work. So this focus on your day-to-day routine, I think you will see something or realize something that you can implement straight away, or it's a realization that gives you hope for the future. On the 20th here, there's another T-square that occurs, and that's between the Moon and Saturn, and it peaks with Chiron there. Now, you feel very much connected with your friends, and you feel like your life is going well. So on the 20th of January, I think you're going to be really busy. Life is going well. I think you're going to be feeling upbeat, positive, and you're just out and about. I also feel like you'll feel a sense of certainty in terms of what you're doing romance and relationship-wise, and that you'll be reminded of a past disappointment. And those two go hand in hand this month in January. It's the success in my romantic life and the certainty of what I'm doing, success in my work as well, but then almost like intrusive thoughts, these memories of disappointments in the past, of things that didn't go well, they keep kind of flooding in. And they're nice reminders that you're doing really well and how far you've come. So really give thanks and be grateful for that, because it's a wonderful time for you. The Sun moves into Aquarius on the 21st. It sits right on top of your descendant. And again, you become very generous now in your relationships. Very focused on being of service to other people, very humanitarian, very forgiving. And that eases your relationships and even eases your relationships with your family. On the 22nd, a new grand trine appears. And again, this is an area of ease and comfort. This one is in water. It connects your Moon, your Neptune, and your Mars. Okay, and this is the most precarious day for you in terms of your emotional well-being. If you pick a fight on this day, I can see it really blowing up in your face, and I would really like you to avoid it. Because again, you feel very much comfortable within yourself, and you're so certain that you're right. But your perception is a little bit skewed by past disappointments and this romantic excitement that you've experienced, that it comes out in a very kind of aggressive, overly assertive way, and someone might smack you on the hand and say, no, no, no. So avoid that and don't put yourself through that unless it's absolutely necessary and unless you feel that it is required to affect some genuine change. That's the only reason why I think conflict can be very useful, because it can make things better. But if it doesn't make things better, then why bother with the conflict? On the 24th, Mercury not Mercury, Venus moves into Capricorn in your 6th house. The love for work and the ability to work becomes even more heightened. And on this day as well, the full moon occurs. The full moon is in your sign of Leo. Congratulations. I mean, the Aquarius sun shines its light on, and I'm not saying that facetiously, it's wonderful. The Aquarius sun shines its light onto the surface of the moon. The moon shines this light out then in Leo onto the people on this planet and showers us all in your energy, in your Leo energy. So first of all, you're going to feel very validated. You're going to feel very much like yourself, because it's like the universe is echoing how you feel inside. And it gives you a great sense of confidence and ease, which you will translate into your relationships and really being yourself. So if you have to stand up for yourself, this is kind of, if there is going to be conflict that you have to have, the 24th would be a good day to do it, because you're your true self. You come across genuinely and how you really are. On the 26th, there's another T-square, this time between Neptune and the Moon. Certainty in your working life really corresponds with your hopes and dreams and with what you want to achieve. I think you might get a promotion, or you might get some good news about your standing in your working life, or you may a door of an institution may open up for you. If you're a script writer and you've been trying to get this film made and you've sent it to Paramount and Warner Brothers and everything's been shot, a door will open for you on this day. If you have wanted a promotion and you've applied, the doors have been closed, something opens up for you, and it reflects a hope and dream being realized. And I suppose this is as a result of the good work that you've put in. The moon conjuncts Jupiter and the North Node in your 2nd house. The Jupiter and the North Node are sitting in your 2nd house all month. Jupiter is good luck and good fortune. The North Node is what you're trying to get to on a soul level. Both of those in Virgo show me that you will be lucky when you take practical action. You can achieve where you want to go on a soul level. And the moon joining these now means you feel totally aligned and you have faith and trust that your actions are right. And because you're doing that, you really do take right actions, and you can achieve and make up for past disappointments and achieve your desires. On the 29th, there's another grand trine here, this time in air. This is the day to make a public presentation, to make a speech, to go for a job interview, to present yourself, where other people have to make a judgment about you based on your appearance, on your speech, on your expression, on what you're putting out there. Best day for it is on the 29th. Finally, on the 31st, the moon conjuncts Mars in your 3rd house. And again, unfortunately, the month ends with you being very, very certain of how things should be done, and really being a little bit overly aggressive when it comes to people in your most inner circle. Be aware of the 31st for the potential around that. So that's it for January. I hope that gives you a kind of an insight into what you'll be working with here. Really, really good for romance, excellent for business and work and money. Only thing that you really need to watch out for consistently is family. But also, I think, the family issues, they kind of feed into this a little bit. Just to remind you, earlier in the month I was talking about these reminders, reminding you of how far you've come. And it's almost like it's a, if you're doing a scientific experiment, you've got a control mechanism. And it's almost like the fact that this isn't perfect, that this is an area of your life that isn't 100%, is almost like that control mechanism that keeps you grounded, and that allows you to see how good all of the other aspects of your life are. So, and also I don't see any kind of, these crises that would destroy a relationship forever. I see that these are trivial conflicts that will blow over in time. So if you do have conflict in January, don't think that this will end your relationships forever and for good. They won't. If you would like a personal reading with me about your career or your finances or romance or family life, then please get in touch with me via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. Click on the readings tab and you'll see the types of readings that I offer: astrology, tarot and numerology. Select the reading that you would like there. Remember to subscribe to the channel. It actually helps the videos to appear, so that I'd be very grateful if you could do that. You'll also be notified of future videos. And I will see you next month for the Leo forecast for February, and also daily on this YouTube channel for the daily tarot predictions that I do. So I hope you have a wonderful January, and I'll speak to you soon.